When I was younger and rather adventurous, I remember one day I wanted to see what was in those high cabinets that my mom I thought was hiding things from me. And so I actually went walking across the counters and managed to walk across the top of the stove. Well, it turns out mom had just been cooking there, so I actually burned my foot on the stove. Who does that? Well, I did. And the pain from having stepped on a hot stove was enough that I've never done that again. So it worked, and really that's kind of the role of pain in our life. It's in our animal instinct. If we feel pain, we back away. We don't want it. We want to get rid of it. It's built right into our nature. But we are also higher animals. So while some pain reminds us to stay away, danger, self preservation, we are also capable of, well, enduring some pain and even choosing to take on some pain. We call it penance for the sake of something higher. Here's the question I've been wrestling with then myself. How happy are we supposed to be? What's reasonable to expect? There's that beautiful serenity prayer. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change. In the second half of that, there's a little line that I might be reasonably happy in this life and eternally happy in the next. So, what's reasonable? What can we expect from this life? How happy are we supposed to be? Because we know eternally happy in the next. Well, that's the only place that happiness is pure, lasts forever. In this world, there's always going to be a mix. And there's some real pain there. St. James today in our first reading is talking about this endurance, perseverance. He points to that great Old Testament figure of Job who endured horrendous suffering. Okay, so we know suffering will come. There will be pain, and it's never good. So let me just say that God can permit pain. Surely the Lord is kind and merciful. We hear today. So to some extent, allowing pain is mercy, but it's never good. Pain, suffering, death, it all came with the fall, Adam and Eve. So whenever we feel pain and something in us just say, this is not right, just good. And that's not only animal instinct, that's good spiritual instinct too. But then, all right, we're here. We're making our way through this valley of tears, as we say. How much pain? How much happiness? When does pain become so great that it's like walking on a hot stove and we just got to get away from that and never do that again? I don't know. It's a question that we all have to kind of figure out and wrestle with. But here's one thing I think that our modern society should probably take caution with. I think probably today we are not so good with tolerating pain. We want to be happy all the time, and we want to be happy right now. We want instant gratification. So what that leads to, if we're not willing to tolerate some pain and persevere, is that we will be jumping from one thing to the next, trying to find happiness wherever we can find it, and ultimately always being disappointed. Because what we want is all happiness and no pain. Good. I mean, that's what we should want. That's heaven. But if we try to live our life like that, always running from pain, always seeking some new happiness, we will be miserable, lonely, and ultimately in pain with no way out. So, in our gospel today, Jesus points to this reality in marriage, talking about divorce. And I work as a canon lawyer, and in fact, I'm going today to judge some marriage nullity cases. I think more than any time in the history of the world, in our marriages, this, no pain, all happiness mentality is just killing us. How many times today I see that a spouse has abandoned their spouse, a good person with a good family, I mean, imperfect, but good, to chase after more happiness. I'm not quite fulfilled here. I'm in a little pain, so I'm going to chase more happiness with somebody else. Misery, destruction, both for the people you leave behind and for that person who leaves. So let's maybe do a little inventory today. How happy do we really think we're supposed to be in this life? What pain is God maybe asking us to tolerate for the sake of something better? Because ultimately, we all want happiness forever. That's heaven. But as we go through this life, well, what does it mean that we would be reasonably happy? Good luck with that one, and God bless you.